What's up, guys? Back with another video. In this video I'm gonna be installing my carbon fiber steering wheel, and while I'm here my battery was going bad. This is the original Panasonic battery that came with the car in 2014. I'm noticing it dying quickly, just sitting there with a little bit of radio on. Within like 5-10 minutes it's dead, so that tells me the battery is going bad. So I'm gonna do a quick video. Might be a little bit different yours, because yours you might not have to change the battery out, but the rest is the same. So basically, your car and my car has a tie down bar. Sorry, that's my motorcycle alarm. You get a 10 mil. You release the bolt, the nut right here, and the nut back here. It's a little dark, but there's two nuts. You release those two, and you take out the tie bar, which is right there. Mine's an aftermarket one. Just move this to leave them to the side. Then you unbolt the negative terminal, the positive terminal, yank them off, and you pull. There's a plastic shroud that goes around the battery on the side. There is a, God, it's so dark. Two clips on the side. Just make sure to get that before that whole housing comes out, and then you pull the battery out. If not, it will not come out. Okay. Now time to take the steering wheel off. The reason why you gotta disconnect your battery, because you don't want the airbag on your face. So I got a little flathead right here. I need something a little longer. Give me 1 second. Okay, you stick it in. You pry it. The whole tab comes out. The cover right here. There's a metal tab. You push up on it. There's one right there, and there should be one somewhere right here. Okay, I'm back. So the first one was right here, down here. The second one is up here. Let's figure out which way it goes. So you push it that way, going inside. Over here you guys do the same thing. Pry that cover off, and in there's one more tab, and you just push on it and it'll release the airbag. So there's 3 tabs totaled. Okay, so sorry I'm everywhere, you guys. Once you push on the tab over there, that's 3 tabs, 2 over here, 1 over here. The airbag just literally comes out. From here, all you gotta do, let me move the flashlight so y'all can see. From here, you push, I guess you push down on this tab right here. Or you gotta pry it up with a flathead. There you go, you pry it up. Both sides, and then after that, make sure you got a hold of it. Sorry if my hand's in the way. There you go, that's one. Just gotta pry it out. After those 2 are removed, you got one more little tab right there. You just gotta yank straight out. Oh, just make sure you guys know there's a little tab right here. You just take your fingernail and you push down. See how it's kind of moving in the middle? You push down, you pull out. If you don't, it won't let go. So there you go. This is the airbag. Now you get the tools to take the steering wheel off. Whoop, I forgot. There's more stuff in here. Okay, y'all see all this stuff? The cruise control stock, you guys will remove once you transfer all your stuff over to the new steering wheel. But you got two, this one, and you also have another gray one up here. Okay. And then you have black one right there. So 3 more connections that you have to pop out. Okay, those 2 are out. Wait. And there's let me get a flathead to see if I can get this out. Guess that one doesn't come out. Remove these 2. I guess you leave the orange one there because that one's not budging. And I don't see any clips for it anywhere for me to push down for it to come out. Okay, let me get the tools. I'll be right back. Okay, from here, I already unbolted this nut, but always leave on a few threads. Give enough so that you can move the steering wheel once it gets loose, but leave a couple because you're gonna be pulling on the steering wheel and you don't want the steering wheel to let go and hit you in the face. So leave the bolt on a couple of threads. Okay, right here, you see how my steering wheel is straight. When I crack the bolt open, the nut open, the steering wheel kind of locked to the left. So from here, what you're gonna do is before you take the steering wheel off, which I already got it loose, as you can see, mark the center. Now that my steering wheel is not perfectly straight, it's to the left, what you're gonna do is you're gonna find where the middle is and then you're gonna mark it. So that you know where the center is so that you can put it back on just like that. Okay, now when you take off the steering wheel, that's why this wouldn't come out, because these yellow 2 wires just slip out of the hole back here, back of the steering wheel, so it stays here. The black and gray connector goes into here, so just leave everything. So remember, when you put your steering wheel back on, you line it straight back how you took it off. So it was like that. And make sure this doesn't pop out, because this pops out, you're pretty much screwed. You gotta freaking basically get a new one. That's what I heard. I haven't experienced that yet, but that's what I have heard. And I just realized I didn't order this whole cowl in carbon yet. I have this piece coming in carbon, which, how do y'all like my new carbon vents? All the way across. And even up there, the piece up there right next to the Android screen is all carbon now. I got the door handles and switches and all that stuff coming. And even the center console, the cup holders are going to be full carbon. Yeah, I got this coming in carbon too, to match with the vents, this whole cowl piece. And I got this coming in carbon. I just realized that I won't get it in time. That means I have to take my steering wheel back off, which is pretty easy. Well, actually, I don't even think I have to take the steering wheel off to change this. I just turn the steering wheel to the left, unbolt. You can unbolt this to the right, unbolt this, and once you unbolt everything, squeeze it together, it pops off. I already took it off once to do the the remote start. I forgot. So you can do it that way. So I'll put this carbon fiber steering wheel on, and then when that comes home, I can do it that way. Pop it off. You can put it back on, put the bolts in. Pretty easy. So let me get transferring all this stuff over to the new steering wheel, and we will go from there. Hey guys, sorry for the mess. I had this box sitting here for like over almost a year and a half. Finally, I'm installing it. Just waiting for my battery to go out. This is the carbon fiber paddles, the extended carbon fiber paddles. Okay. It's the other carbon fiber paddle, the negative side. This is for the LED on top of the steering wheel. So after the paddles, extended carbon fiber paddles, this is for the LED on top of the steering wheel, and this is the steering wheel itself. Oh, been waiting for this day for the battery to freaking go out so I can take out the battery and install the steering wheel. Finally it's out. The reason why I have to wait so long for the battery to go out, because my car is supercharged, as you guys know, as a fuel computer, and it's not good to disconnect the battery. You know, it might mess up the tune, and every time I do it, and if it doesn't mess up the tune, it kind of has to reset itself and relearn itself. So I have to drive a couple hundred miles for it to relearn itself again, for it to drive normally again. Not normally, but fast again. Right now it can still drive fast if I restart it, disconnect the battery, but it'll run really rich. Too much fuel. Okay, from here you need to switch everything from this steering wheel to the new steering wheel. So those are all the carbon pieces. So what you do is you take a flathead, you press on this clip right here, that's for the cruise control, and you pull it out. Once you do that, you take out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are for the cruise control. After you do all that, then you continue. After you remove everything, all those bolts I showed you, the cruise control should come right out in a minute. It goes under that metal piece right there, and it sits in there. So from here, you do the same exact thing. You remove that Phillips, this one, this one, this one. So 4 Phillips for the pads. Not the pads, the shift paddles. Okay, so once you remove the 4 bolts, 2 on each side for the paddles, paddles should come out. You can leave them connected to the harness. I disconnect it. It's easy, they're color coded. And after that, this panel should just pop right out. So you just put your hands right here and just and your thumb on the metal. There you go. That should come right out like this. Still stuck on something. When you pop that piece off, right here there's a clip. You just unclip that white piece and you pop this clip out. It comes out of this hole to release this, and you put this to the side to go to the new one. From here you have access to the rear. This is when you take all the buttons off for your radio and stuff. Here you put everything back together. Literally this, you put the steering wheel face down like this. You take your thumbs and you push down, and this whole thing comes out in one piece. So that's that. Now these are the clips at the beginning where I told you you have to take those pieces off and push on right here to release the steering wheel, because in the back of the airbag there's 3 points that go in here, here, and here. When you push this, you see how it opens the hole up so that that part can come out. So that's what they do. The new one doesn't have it. If you have it, you don't have to do this part. But if you don't have it like me, just transfer them, put them back to back like this so you don't get them mixed up, and you transfer them to the new one. So after you move all the clips over, it's pretty easy. You just gotta have a flathead and another flathead or Phillips head to push up. Pretty easy. Okay, from here, once you put the clips on the steering wheel, if you don't have these pieces, then you skip this part. I have these carbon fiber pieces which replaces these. So the piece that you popped out of your steering wheel, all you gotta do to replace these plastics with the carbon and this shroud with those all carbon versus black and silver, you just turn it around. There's 3 screw holes. As you can see, they're empty now. One behind the wire, and 3. So 3 on each side. Once you do that, these will pop off on each side, and from here you just break them apart. And then that's what I'm gonna do over here. One hand on the silver part and one hand on the black part, just pop it off. See, the buttons stay back and the silver comes off. So that's when you grab the carbon piece and you reverse everything, and they should come back all together. And I gotta figure out how to replace these with the carbon fiber ones. I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so you will grab the buttons and this middle part and just basically clip them together. Once everything's clipped together, then you just take these covers right here, which just go on top of the over the buttons, and you push it. You literally put your hands together and push it, and all of them clip together like Legos. You go back here, you put the screws back in, 3 screws on each side. Then you're gonna connect this back to the steering wheel. Sorry if you hear my kids in the background arguing with each other. They're playing Roblox. Okay. Okay. From here, you put this down like this. Hopefully y'all can see. Take the steering wheel and put them over. And they should line up like that. And you push down. Everything should clip together. You can hear that clip. And up here, you just push the buttons in all the way. That one's in. This one's in, and I had a clip from this side. So basically, see, once you push it in, you should see those go through those holes all the way in. Down here, just grab it from under and clip it up. From here, you flip it around, and you see it's all together, nice and smooth and all carbon. Oh my god, it looks so good. And this wire right here that you see that hanging, if y'all have this, then I'll show you how to do it. Again, if you don't have this part, because these steering wheels, there's a lot of options out there. This is for this, the LED shift lights and RPM and all that. So this will, I'll show this in a minute. And now, after all that's together, you get the piece of metal. Before you put this back plastic on, you put it in so that it lines up with, see, the metal holes right here, and a minute screws will go in here to help hold this in place. But for now, those will hold it, and the wires, you just tuck them back in, and they will hold that piece of metal in place. Then you flip it upside down, you push this back on, it just literally clips it back on right there and on the side, and it clips back in. After that, you turn it face down, you put in your shift paddles again if you want to use the stock one. If you have the stock one, you have extended ones. Good thing that it comes with a whole piece. You put it in, plug it in, 2 bolts. Same thing right here. See, their color with the plug, so you can't mess this up. If you mess this up, then you're retarded. I hate to say that, but yeah. See, you just literally go in. See if I can show you guys me plugging it in. Just plug it in right here. Click, push it down. Excuse my kids, they're in the background fighting each other. Then from here, you screw it down. Make sure it's pretty snug, because those paddles are, you know, paddles that you actually use and you press on. So they have Loctite on them, so they're kind of bitch to take out. Okay, after those are in and working, feels great. Carbon fiber extended. Then now you flip it back and you put all the screws back. First screw goes right here. Let me zoom in for you guys. This is the first one. I'll tighten them in a minute when I have two hands. Second one goes in here. Okay, that's the first two. Then the third one will go into that piece of metal I showed you earlier. See, it's gonna help it hold it in place. Now the third one, fourth and last. The other two are for the cruise control, and I'll show you how to put it in. Like, everything's thought out like a car company should do. So every wire has its place. There's groove, there's clips. So just pay attention when you take it out. If you don't remember, record yourself, and I will help you put it together again. So this is the cruise control stock. What you're gonna do is you move all the wires out of the way. You're gonna put it in. Wrong way. Let me scoot out. Not the top hole, the bottom one, I'm pretty sure. You put it through. Once it goes through, and then you just make sure they line up in the holes. There's a pin for the first hole up here. You see this metal pin? It goes into that hole. See, once you do that, then this hole lines up for the bolt. Same thing with the bottom. And that clip down here, this one goes back into there. Okay, once you bolt all the bolts back, 6 bolts. That's for the cruise control. It should be moving good. You plug it up right here. That one wire runs back up here and it sticks out the back. So when you put the steering wheel back on the car, these two up here will go into the car, and then the yellow wires will feed through and sit in here to the airbag. Other than that, that's pretty much it. So now it is this turn, the red and black wires turn. Okay, so now to install this LED light, the black wire. This is the only bolt that has metal on metal, so you ground the black wire right here for ground. The red wire, the black tab that goes back into the car, this one right here, the white for gray and black, and then the yellow wires from the car will go through here to go to the airbag. But right here, there's 3 wires. The wire on the left, you take a razor, you cut the black tape out, and this whole jumble of wires, there's only one solid red wire. You find that solid red wire and you tap into it. I got one of these tap things right here. I put the wire in there, and then I grabbed onto the red wire right here and I push down on it. Now it's tapped. So that's how you get the LED light to work. It only comes on when you have your anything but off. If it's off, then that will stay off. If you turn your lights on, like my car, if I turn up one, every time I drive it during the day, I turn up to the first click. That is DRLs and fog lights. I connected the fog lights straight into the DRLs because I want to, I want to drive during the day with fog lights and DRL. And then at night, it's headlights, DRLs, and fog lights all together. So I haven't tried it yet. I'm guessing the first and second click will turn on these lights. That's what I want. If it doesn't work out that way, then I guess it'll be just the headlights, the fully on mode. But we will see tomorrow. Okay, from here, you're gonna line the splines back up like I told you earlier to mark it. Mine was a little crooked from unbolting the bolt. So the steering wheel is kind of crooked right now, the way it's supposed to be. So when I start the car, it should line back out straight. Once you put that in, everything's lined up and good. Push it in, make sure it's not gonna go anywhere. Clip the first clip in, plug in, second plug, run the yellow wires through for the airbag. That sticks to the column. After that, just make sure all your wires are nice and neat and tucked like this. And just make sure no wires are covering the holes, because the airbag is going to go into those holes right there. So make sure that hole's good, not covered. If it is, when you push it in, it's either not going to go in or it's going to pinch the wire. So make sure that's all good to go. Make sure everything else is plugged in, which everything is. And remember, if you have the LED at the top of your steering wheel, the ground is going to go into this bolt right here. The red wire, the black plug in the middle, there's a solid red wire. That solid red wire you can tap in like I did right into that red wire, so it goes on with your lights. I always go, my car, if it's not running, I always leave it off. When I drive during the day, it's on fog lights and DRL, because the fog lights should connect it straight to the DRL. And this is full on at night right here, or at night I just leave on auto. So day, fog lights and DRL, and this should turn on with it. This, everything's on, that should turn on with it. Or auto, if it's at night, everything turns on automatically. So that's how I run my car. That's what I like. It's a habit by now, so I'm used to it. So from here, you bolt the bolt back in. Let's see if there's anywhere I can put you guys. From here, you will grab your airbag. The first one is that one right there. Pretty easy, just pop it in, it clicks. You push the black and orange, black to black, orange to orange, and then once you push it in, then you push down the yellow tab. Like this. You should hear it click. Once all that's done, then you just basically put the airbag back in. Let's see if I get a good angle for you guys. Everything should go straight back in. Let me check. Okay, once you tighten the nut down, then like I said, make sure no wires are covering the holes. Plug the airbag in, which I already showed you in 3 areas, 3 plugs. And then after that, just push it in. Everything clicks in and should fit perfectly. Oh man, the extended carbon paddles are awesome. But yeah, from here, you get this. This is for this light. So you can get like the RPM and all the information. This should show RPM, miles per hour, you know, the light RPM and a whole bunch of information. I haven't gone through it yet, but I heard there's a lot of information on this little screen, so it's pretty cool. So this shows all that, so you just plug it into your OBD2, and then I have to also install my battery. So from here, we're going to the battery, finish installing the new Odyssey battery, and we'll start it up. Okay, everything is installed and good. Everything's working.
AST and ALT are up.
I have to find a way to make those 2 miles per hour, and that everything is working.
Probably a contaminant.
She's dehydrated, her hematocrit's way up.
Engine, temperature, boost, voltage, 60 miles per hour timer. So all that's working. And the steering wheel looks awesome. Android screen is working perfectly.
Well, that depends. Are you gonna hit Dr. House?
So yeah, the new batteries in the car, everything fits perfect, and the car is all together. Hope y'all enjoyed the video and it helped you out.
from AliExpress.
Oh,
Pay
everything
attention to the
is
shipping options. There
connected
are
and it looks
a
so
variety
good.
available, so know when to expect your order to arrive. Kind of into that. Okay, small little animation there. It's actually kind of amazing what you get for $50, I guess. I mean, I'm not in the system yet, but even just so far, Will, guy like you could spend more than that on lunch. You want a card or no?
The Android screen is working.
Bud.
Everything's
We're in,
good.
Will. Let's check the brightness. We have some more. And
Love it.
it is pretty much stock Android.